I don't think they're outrageous. I think they're artistic. Starting from the days of Brymo, which was named after my stage name, and the strong temptation to call the album Brimstone, you know, fire and brimstone. And but instead of doing that, so I decided, okay, let me find a way to coin it to make it sound better. So I said Brimstone. So I happen to be the brimstone in the Brimstone. So I just changed it to Brymo, Brimstone, whatever. So I think it's just artistry, and there's something very childish about art. It's in that period, in that moment where you're just having fun. You're just playing with words, you're just playing with ideas. Then you come across, stumble upon these things. And then for Son of a Carpenter, that was an obvious call, because my father is a carpenter. And at that point in time, I was going through a transition from the ghettos of Kukumaiko to, you know, to the hoods of Banikoro. And I wanted to just express that in music to let people know that I was coming from somewhere. And for me, it was a thing of pride that the Son of a Carpenter finally left where he was and is now making advancement. Then I think we had Merchants, Dealers and Slaves afterwards. That simply came from my analysis of myself. And then we moved to Tabula Rasa, which simply meant blank slate. For me, that was like an opportunity to start over again after all of my court cases and bashing in the media. You know, I had survived. And then I said, okay, let me start all over. And then finally we had Clitoris, which is I think there was Trance in between. Trance was simply like a compilation album, and then finally it was Clitoris, which for me was the album itself was inspired by woman and women. It's always very complicated talking about it because I don't want to offend any feminists. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, my next album is in the works. It won't be out until 2018. Precisely, it will be in stores on the 27th of March, 2018. And currently working on it. We'll know the title when we're ready. 2013 was that time when I had to move forward, when I had to evolve. And the people around me seemed to be contented with where they were. They wanted to be there. They thought that was it. And I felt like, no, there's more. You know, if we're here to make music, then we can turn it up. We can study harder. We can listen to better musicians. We can write better songs and practice to have better vocals. You know, so and switch up your stagecraft. We could become great performers. You know, so I wanted all of that, and the process of trying to acquire the skills of trying to become that new person actually resulted in a lot of fallouts. And more importantly, it just was necessary at that point in time. There was just nothing I could do about it. It was evolve or die. You know. Well, contract breaches. And in this particular case, the label breached the contract. But more importantly, all that is in the past, I believe. And let's just forge ahead and make music. Musicians can't fight, really, because we are all in the creative business. And of course, there's possibility of not being cordial as you used to be, of not being friends like you used to be. But it doesn't amount to any kind of fight. The last time I saw Ice Prince, we still shook hands, you know. The last time I saw Jesse, we even exchanged numbers, and we spoke a number of times. So there's no fight really. No, that's the thing, you see. As of 2012, I was already working on Merchants, Dealers and Slaves. From the title to the songs, I was actually in discussions with the label on how to go about releasing and stuff. Where are the musicians making money? What records are they selling? Where are the sold out gigs? Where are the tours that they're making money from? So I make music, and since 2013, my management can account for the business side of everything, and I believe they're happy, and we're actually looking to improve on that. So and it's working quite well. And also, we've been gigging. You know, I'm sure my manager will argue that nobody gigged as much as Brymo in 2016. Believe me, I'm not talking free shows. You know, so we've been gigging, and it's been amazing. And I'm more than grateful that in an industry where I was kicked out, I can still work and I can still earn. And I think that's like the most important thing. I can tell you without any doubt in my mind that there are no musicians in Nigeria currently in 2017 making money off their music as much as Brymo. None. Most commercially successful, yeah, I believe it's Clitoris. Maybe the employment of that vulgar word maybe helped, I don't know, but the album is a masterpiece. I know for sure that it's my best work in terms of songwriting and vocal performance. My best work so far ever. And it further helps me to prove to myself that indeed I can actually improve. And I can't even imagine what my next album will sound like, because it will be way better than Clitoris. You know, so I believe it's Clitoris. Every album since 2013 has done better than the last. The next album, the direction is quite unique, and there was a song I put out some time ago called Duro, and in that song we employed the use of alternative production. My producer practically played the drums on the table, you know. So I think we're going to be exploring more and more of that on the next album. We're going to have a lot of alternative production. We could just pick a tune and just beat it in a song. First off, alternative is, for me, I don't think it's necessarily, it's not genre bound, you know, because it's a mixture of everything. Somebody could be making juju music and fuse it with reggae and does whatever, and it sounds different. And when we don't know what to call it, we just say this must be alternative. You know. So because of that, there are quite a lot of people making amazing music in Nigeria that you can actually refer to as alternative. Cheers. Competition. See? You've asked one competitive question right now. Now I'm going to be politically incorrect. So the point is I like Asha, I prefer Asha. Well, you know, everything that gets in the news gets exaggerated. It was really a student, an African student, who was asked to deconstruct the lyrics to the song Down from the MDNS album. So I think it's more about the song Down than it was about Brymo. When it comes to my mentors, I think I look up to quite a lot of people. I listen to quite a lot of artists. I just found new music last week that I'm really enjoying right now. So I'm always looking for new music, trying to, you know, revive myself and listen to people who will actually remind me of things I've already forgotten. Even the bulk of people in the mainstream, in the alternative corner, they are very safe. They try to be safe. They do everything safely. I mean, everybody. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's trying to be safe, trying to be safe, trying to be safe. So nobody is challenging society. Nobody is standing up and saying, why should we do this? Must we do this just because everybody does it? Why can't we do something differently? Why can't we be different? Why can't we be different? That's always the theme of what I do. You know, so in that light,